up, YouTube? It's Piper the Viper here, and today I have a really funny story that's actually a true experience that just happened to my cousin, like, last night. So, take it away, Dylan.
So, basically, I walk into my room to go to bed, and I lay down and start to go to sleep. Then I hear a noise coming from outside. I look outside, and there's a group of teenagers over by the park, my neighborhood park, by the fence by the street, and they're like just doing something, or just talking. So I crack my window a bit to see what they're talking about. I know I'm not a creeper. And so basically, they're just talking and just messing around and stuff. There were five of them. There was a girl about a little bit bigger than me. There was a girl the size of my mom, and the girl just in between. There was a boy almost taller than the other girl, that was the size of me, and there was a boy the size of my dad. He was the biggest one. So basically, they're just all just messing around, just talking, and then the girl about the size of me just says, "Let's pull a prank." And the other kids look at each other, and they're just all like, "Really?" And she's like, "Yeah." So then the oldest one is like, "Okay, what do you have in mind?" She runs out in the middle of the street, and this is at night too. She runs out in the middle of the street, sits down and gets on her phone, and just waits. About over 3 minutes of waiting, a car comes by. It stops in front of her, and she gets up and starts waving the phone in the guy's face. I don't know what was on the phone, but he quickly honked the horn, and she jumped out of the way. And then the oldest teenager, well, the big one, he said to come back, and he's like, "I have an idea." He pulls something out of his pocket, and I didn't know what this was, and I didn't know what this was until the other boy said, "Really? Weed?" And then he's all like, "Yeah, and a whole bag of it too." I don't even know how I was able to like hear this, because it was pretty far away. And like, she's like, "Well, look at what I have in mind." So a car comes by, and he wavers the car to come over. The car comes over, and he walks up to the driver's window and says, "Want to smoke some weed with us?" And the guy in the car starts laughing, and he's like, "Yeah, dude, let me take a hit of that," and just drives away. And now they're just dying laughing. And then another car comes by, and he wavers the car to come over. The car pulls up, and he goes over to the car and says, he's like, "Want to smoke some weed?" And then the guy in the car just stares at him. I didn't hear anything, because I guess it was silent. And then he says, "Fuck off," and just drives away at full speed. Like, you can literally hear the car's engine, like it was going so fast. And then the third time, he wavers the third car to come by, and the guy in the car pulls up, and he's like, "Want to smoke some weed with us?" The guy in the car looks at him, and he's like, "Really? Weed?" And he's like, "Yeah." And then he's like, "Can I see that weed?" And he's like, "Sure." And then he pulls it out, and he's like, "No, like, can I see it? Like, give it to me." He gives him the weed, and I start falling asleep after a while. Like, I'm getting drowsy. I lay down to fall asleep. And then I hear this kid yell, like, "Ah!" Like, I didn't hear him scream. He wasn't that loud, but I could hear him yell. He drops to the ground, and the guy in the car drives away, flipping him off, too. I think he took the weed, too. I think he took the weed. And this kid, I think he got punched in the nose, because I think he said something to offend the driver. And he's running down the block like this. He's like putting his fist up in the air, just running after this guy. And then the guy that lives diagonally across the street from me comes out onto his porch and tells him to shut the fuck up and go home. And I was dying laughing after that. But yeah, I think this would be a really funny story to tell you guys.
I hope you guys enjoyed that story, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye bye!